For the first week of our Tony Time project, we will be going over these few topics for investing in cryptocurrencies. First, we have our basics, the history, when to trade, buying versus selling, what are pips, what are lots, the three types of analysis, and finally, stop loss. So first, we have our basics. Forex is a foreign exchange. This is a place where you can exchange currencies. Many countries are banked by their own currencies, creating their own economy. Over time, this got onto the internet and people were able to trade currencies online. The largest market in the world, trading over 5 trillion trades a day. The ethics market is where all the money in the world is being exchanged through currencies. It is open 5 days a week for 24 hours. It is open Sunday, 5 a.m. Sydney time, and closes on Friday, 5 p.m. New York time. They are influenced by many geopolitical factors. The history. So, the first system is called the bartering system. These were people that traded many things like goods, services, and even people. Next came the commodity system. People traded stones, shells, and even little pieces of gold. Then came along the first money system made with coins called the coinage. They were a mixture of gold and silver. This allowed people to start doing foreign trades. China later came up with paper money from the private institutions, aka banks, in exchange for holding their gold and silver. This came up with gold standard, where all currencies were to be backed by gold. However, due to mass printing of paper notes not being backed by actual gold, countries later made a monetary system to make advantages to all countries involved to make currencies fixed. After World War II, 44 countries came together to make the bread and wood system in 1944. It later ended in 1973. They wanted to peg their currencies to the US dollar. Countries began to float their currencies in 1994, and we saw the first online trading system for Forex. So when do I trade Forex? There are actually 4 major trading sessions. 2 sessions for setting up ideal setups, and 2 sessions for which are good to trade. One is the Sydney session. This is the smallest and calmest session, and startup and pairs like AUD and NZD, which will start to make their initial moves. The Tokyo session. This is the second official session of the day and is the third largest trading center in the world, and this is where JPY, best known as yen, will start to make their initial moves, which are the third most traded currency pair in the world, seeing about 6% of the total transaction. The Sydney and Tokyo session make up the Asian session. This is an ideal session for beginners because it is light and not as much as others. The third and largest session in the world is the London session. This is where a lot of people would make the most money, and 34% of all transactions happening during this with the pound and euro. The last session is the New York session, which marks the end of the Forex session. This is also the second largest trading session. 85% of all trades include the US dollar. The CAD and USD pairs are the most traded pairs here, along with the other new events that affect the market. When the New York session is over, the Sydney session starts up again over the cycle. The best time to trade is during session overlap. That is when more than one session is open at a time, and that is because this results in high vitality, high liquidity, and high volume due to all markets participants doing it all at the same time. A good overlap is Tokyo into London when the yens, euros, and pounds are making a lot of moves. The best, though, is in the London into New York when the euros, pounds, and US dollars are making all the moves and a whole bunch of news events are going on. For more information, we can go on to Forex Time Zone Converter, which tells us our time for all of these zones. So next we have, when should I buy versus sell? As a trader, it is important to know the difference. For example, a retailer likes to purchase goods low and sell them high. We can apply the same kind of method by buying currency pairs and then selling them as the volume of them start to exchange. On the chart, when it is low, you buy, and when it is high, you sell. As the market is beginning to go up, a person might say the currency is long. If it is starting to go down, a person might say it is short. You have to be on the right side of buying and selling to actually take this to your advantage. Next, we have what are pips. Pips stand for point in percentage. This is the unit of measure, and it expresses a change in value. When the currency is going up or down, there has to be a unit of measure to measure it going up or down. Whenever there is a change in a pip, it could affect the trader's ability to make or lose money buying and selling in the Forex market. When we have a price, we have the base currency, which is the numbers before the decimal and the two numbers after it. This is the base currency of the country that is getting traded. The third and fourth decimal, these are the fractions of the currencies that are moving and calculating when the market is going up or down. When it changes by 1 decimal point, we can tell whether it is going down or going up. Every time the market moves a pip, we are either losing or making money. The fifth decimal is known as the pipette. This is the fraction of the pip. Many traders do not acknowledge it, but in MT4, it has a tool to measure the pip, the pipette, and everything in between. These are the traders' best friends. Next, we have what are lots. These are very easy to understand, but very hard to familiarize yourself with. We have 3 different lot sizes. We have micro, mini, and lot. Micro is 0.01 position, and it gives you 10 cents per pip. Next, we have mini, which is 0.10 position, and that is $1 per pip. Next, we have our lot, which is 1.00 position, and this gives you $10 per pip. To understand these, it'll give you more money, and the more you understand it, the higher you can go in lots, and of course, the more money it results in. There are 3 types of analysis we have to understand next. You have to use all of these together to get the entire idea. The first is technical analysis. This is using supports, resistance, and a combination of trend lines in the market. Second, we have our fundamental analysis. This is economic news and news events that go on in global and is all in the Forex Factory, which is a site you can use. It's very trustworthy, but of course you can use other sites. For example, a new release was negative, then the value of the US dollar would go down. That means the New Zealand currency would go up. Depending on whether you bought or sell, you could either gain or lose money. Our next analysis is our sentimental analysis. This develops through time. It is learning how to read the price action and understand how the price is feeling. This can actually create a boundary to where a price can go down, creating less money for you. Next, we have understanding a stop loss and how to use it. A stop loss is very important because we never know whether a trade is going to go our way. So we always have to create a stop loss to make sure that our trade automatically stops in case we get down money and so we don't lose everything that we invested. Many traders use this to make sure they have and make sure they keep up with their money. Thank you.